And welcome back to Upstage on CKUT 90.3 FM in Montreal. The time is now 6:26. Today's Everything Fringe Festival. It is the 21st Fringe Festival starting on May 30th, running until June 19th. Of course, there was that whole hoopla with like Keir and Brett not knowing what venue they were at, but if you want to know where their show is happening, you could contact the Fringe Festival directly. It's 514-849-FEST, F-E-S-T, or you can visit the website, which is montrealfringe.ca. So moving on down, there is another show happening at Fringe called Zip and Wick 72. Now that's such an interesting title. I've interviewed Sarah Mahoney a few weeks ago. Hello, Sarah. How you doing?
Good. Hi, how are you?
Oh, delicious. I just have to read your Twitter.
Okay.
Because I like it. International theater director and producer trying to make it in Montreal. I love that. Are you trying to make it in Montreal or have you made it, honey?
Yeah, I've made it, sure.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And you brought your two buddies with you who are part of the
Zip and Wick number 72 Endings, which is our superhero show. I've got the playwright here, Tabia Lau.
Hey, Tabia.
Hello.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And one of the actors, Greg.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Greg. Nice seeing you again.
Hey, good to see you.
Yeah, so tell us about this show. Now, this sounds very exciting, very Fringe-like. Let's give our audience what it's about. Okay. Just an idea.
Zip and Wick number 72 Endings, we are playing with superheroes and comic books. And so we have two superheroes who are at the end of the world. The world is ending. It didn't happen a few days ago, on, when was it, May 21st? But, the end is coming. Apparently, the end is coming. And these superheroes meet up in Paris at the end of the world and discuss what they've missed out on in life and what they've achieved, and they're also arch enemies. So it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting.
Tabia, you wrote this play.
I did.
Now
yes.
you weren't stoned when you wrote it, right?
I was not. No, no. These things just float around in my head in everyday life.
So tell me, are you a superhero fan? Are you into comic books? I don't know. I just why did you write this play? I'm
a huge superhero fan. In terms of comic books, I never really had any of my own. I just kind of stole my brother's.
Nice.
From their drawers. I've just always really liked superheroes and the idea of normal people gaining superpowers and what they have to deal with. Because in the end, they're just people. They're people just like us, and that's something that I wanted to explore in a play.
Okay.
Of two superheroes who are they're arch enemies, and so when they meet up, they've never planned to meet up in Paris, and it takes them a while to get used to the idea that I'm going to die with probably the person that I least wanted to see at this very important moment in my life.
And Paris is there. Do you have a connection to Paris? Or it's just like a city, a romantic city.
Ruin that for you. There are reasons.
Okay,
there are reasons for both the characters as to why they're in Paris. For me, I just
see, now I'm totally intrigued.
You should be.
I totally am.
Great, excellent. I also just really like Paris as a city. I went to visit them.
Okay.
I went to visit it. I went to visit Paris last summer, and I fell in love with the place.
Okay.
And that's also sort of nonfiction in a little monologue there.
And did you decide that this was a perfect time to release this play? Like, because Spider-Man, the musical, just happened, I think.
Did, didn't it?
It did.
And it was a total flop, and that broke my heart.
Totally.
I was so disappointed.
I was really excited when they were saying they were going to make a musical on this, because I love Spider-Man, and then,
Not so much.
They'll probably never go for
Please
another
don't write a Spider-Man. Don't. No.
Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, and they just ruined my chances of making it big with a Spider-Man musical.
Well, you're going to have to make it better with this one, so.
We'll see. We'll see.
We also have something pretty exciting. We got a costume designer who actually did costumes on the last Smallville TV series. Yes, so
and not just any costume designer. It actually happens to be Sarah's mother.
Hey, you just ruined the,
spoiler
that's the
alert.
secret. Spoiler.
Your mom.
My mom.
That is so, wow, really?
Has been doing costumes for film for 15, 20 years, and she's moved out to Montreal now, and she is doing our superhero costumes. So
cool.
They are very, very cool.
Okay. And how did you guys go about casting? I look at this lovely young man in front of me. Like, how did you turn him into a superhero? Who decided this? Or did he just say, I want to be a superhero? I hated the Spider-Man musical. I want to make things better.
Thank you, Spider-Man musical.
pretty heroic. We did casting actually at McGill. We went with all McGill students.
Okay.
So we Greg and Jenna, who's the other lead, are actually graduating next week.
Okay.
But,
Congratulations.
We had to
them.
cancel rehersal.
Yes, exactly.
Because of
for
graduation.
Them to graduate. But
yeah, it's been a great experience. I worked with Tabia with two productions previously by Tennessee Williams, so just at McGill, and so she had just written this play, and it was put on at the McGill Drama Festival, and she was auditioning for the part and told me about it, and I said, yeah, sure.
She told you had to wear spandex. And
that was definitely a part of, that was a disclaimer. It was like,
That's something that kind of slipped in at the edge of the phone call there.
So, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And how many times a week did you guys rehearse this play?
3 days a week. For
Wow.
The last few weeks, and now it's getting closer to 4 days a week.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, getting closer. You guys going to present something at the Fringe for All?
We are.
Nice.
We are. We're doing a whole fight sequence. A choreographed fight sequence at the Fringe for All, including some
a little bit of acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Yeah.
What is a front handspring and
and some other little shenanigans.
The fight choreography was done totally by Greg.
Yeah,
really.
He just kind of jumped into that role.
One day in rehearsal, he just started doing backflips and handsprings, and we're like, okay.
Greg, do you have any background in fight direction?
Yeah,
fighting?
not fight direction particularly, just acrobatics, gymnastics.
Okay.
I was familiar with that when I was younger, and did that as a kid, so that definitely came in handy.
So you see, it was a perfect fit. You were made for this role.
Who doesn't want to play a superhero, though? I mean, it's
exactly.
a great opportunity. So.
Exactly. Do you guys think it's the theater is a great place to present superheroes instead of like movies, like the big budget Hollywood films? Or do you think theater is a place where we could show these kinds of entertainment, let's say?
It's an interesting place because there are restrictions that are different from presenting in film. So, we don't have some of the special effects that you'd have to create the superhero powers. But Tabby's actually written that in. They have lost their powers at the start of this play. So
I'm the most convenient writer you will know.
Yes, exactly. And it really, it's fun because we get this real dichotomy of them being real people talking about kind of darker issues, but that's mixed with them jumping around and being superheroes. So it kind of gives a little bit for everyone. I think that it works in the space, and there's such imagination that just comes from having superheroes. Like,
is this light fun, or will the audience walk away being like, "Oh wow"?
No, I don't. It's not depressing.
Oh,
No?
hopefully they'll leave saying, "Oh wow."
Yeah.
Of course, yes.
It's definitely not a depressing play.
I don't think it's depressing.
I think that we're hopeful. Every at the end, even when the world ends, at the end of every superhero, there's always the hope of resurrection.
Oh my!
And,
You've really been inspired by last weekend.
Oh yeah.
There could be a number 73 after this.
Yes,
There we
I
go.
think that there could.
Yeah, excellent. And do you think maybe for next Fringe or anywhere
Tabia?
else you might present it, Tabia?
We'll see. That sounds like an audio promise. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
This interview will be archived in 24 hours, mind you. So. Well, thank you so much for being here, guys. So Zip and Wick number 72 Endings, that's a full title.
That's the full title.
Yes, is playing at the Montreal Film Festival at Venue 11, La Elastica, which with the spandex Elastica, hey, it works out for the best. That's the Association Jeunes Diffuseurs Élastiques. There are many showtimes, so you could check it out at the Fringe website, which is montrealfringe.ca. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.